SFAT is very famously veggie monster or whatever.
Yeah,
Whenever you see him.
yeah, he went vegan. Definitely a held on and stuff. But let's get to the match here. Fox Falco. You're the Falco main here. So what do you think of this?
Well, we were talking about the knockdown style a lot. I don't think SFAT plays that style as much. I think SFAT is really into trying to make Falco swing and using that dash dance game. Look at how good he is at dashing back after taking a laser and just nullifying that approach option from Cliche.
Yeah, definitely. So you're gonna see a lot of dash dances. Probably maybe a little bit of up tilt as well, just to see like to pretty much zone Cliche out and see if he can get some openings while he's swinging. Here we go, an up tilt there by Cliche. Let's see if he can finish it out. He does.
Okay, goes for the dare. Interesting. I want to watch to see if SFAT might try to SDI the next time he's in that situation, if he gets into it, because a lot of Falcos have started doing Nair to prevent you from SDI teching. Oh my god,
Yeah.
SFAT's dash dance game is so good!
Yeah, that is a big percentage. Is that going to be the stock? Yes, it is. Wow, basically a 0 to 10.
And that was just all out of baiting out an escape option out of Cliche. It was just a down air out of the corner, but SFAT killed him for that. Killed him for trying to take the easy way out.
Yeah, it looks like, oh, a good slide off shine there by Cliche. Oh, we have a technical difficulty here right now. And here we go.
Okay.
We're back into the match on the Flippy God. But a good slide off shine by Cliche. Let's see. Gets back to stage.
Good slide off there from SFAT, though, on that up air, but Cliche's still keeping it going. Let's see.
Yeah, Cliche, he is a Falco. Oh, as soon as I say that, Giant Bear, is that going to be the stock? Not yet.
Oh, I think he could have just held ledge there, so let's see what Cliche can do with this new lease on life here.
Definitely. Now he's holding stage. Oh, SFAT gets back to stage control. Down smash gets him into the corner.
Yeah, weird down smash option. You would have expected an up smash there, right?
Yeah, most likely it probably would have killed, though, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because he was on the platform. Oh well,
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll get out of the corner there, up throw up air, gets the stock, and clean 2 stocks to 1 right now for SFAT. Fast game.
Yeah. I've also really admired... There, that's exactly what I was about to talk about. So SFAT is playing this really high-level mix-up where he's taking lasers and dashing back a lot of the time. Cliche beats it right there by doing a really close laser. There, again, dash back. But then other times, he's just stuffing out Cliche's jump that he has to put out to get the laser out. So he's beating it with Nair, with running shine, etc. And he's doing that because he knows Cliche is lasering before he does anything in neutral. So he gets to play the mix-up from that point of you are going to jump because you want to laser.
Well, especially too. I mean, if you're close enough, you can beat laser up with quick moves like that. So it's good eye on SFAT right now. Oh, almost catches the roll. Could have been an up smash opportunity, but he whiffed the grab instead. Lasers. Oh, there's a solid angle. Just beat a stock.
Okay.
Soft there.
That should do it.
It is.
Yeah.
Final stock right now for Cliche.
Yeah. Oh man, he did the versus Falco thing.
No.
That's classic versus Falco. You go to the platform and you light shield because Falco has a really hard time dealing with it. Fox, on the other hand, can just grab you and do whatever he wants afterwards.
Yep.
So doesn't work quite as well.
Yeah, the sheer speed of Fox McCloud in that situation was on display there. Lots of fast characters, you could say, would do that, but I'd say a very good showing by Cliche game 1, but SFAT, still the top player he is, cleans up game 1 in a pretty tight last stock situation, too. Because it could have just taken one good opening, and Cliche could have taken the game.
Lots of little decisions that we feel like could have changed the entire swing of that set. I feel like if SFAT had just gone for the up smash instead of whatever down smash that was, could have been a 3-stock, you know? On the other hand, if Cliche had cleaned up some of his punishes a bit more, could have been his game.
I like it you mentioned too in the corner game as well, with how SFAT's really kind of scouting out with the dash dances right now in the corner. I'd say if you're Cliche, try to adjust getting out of the corner instead of going stuff like get up down air and stuff like that. Because I mean, if he's doing stuff like that, it's a big opening for SFAT because Falco's got no jump if he gets put by like an air or something like that. It can be pretty rough for Cliche.
And Cliché's immediately placed back in the corner right there, but here he's able to use the wider platforms of Battlefield, which extend closer to the edge, to use those as an escape option, and that's how he gets out. But SFAT still, what a strong punish. Yeah, you can't get away with the slide off there. He knows exactly what it is, the edge cancel side B.
Yeah, and that's for that adaptation, because here he got that slide line, that's an up round, as a clean for stock. But it's like you said too, how the Cliche got that slide out shine before, but now SFAT's ready for it. It's like, okay, if you're gonna go and try to do a slide out shine, I'm gonna be prepared for it. I'm gonna be scouting that out next time.
Okay.
Ooh. Getting a little caught up in himself a little bit there. Soft Nair almost gets the giant. This could be huge for Cliche, but he misses the edge guard. Gets the back air
Yeah.
anyway. Not too much harm done. He's at 53%. See what Cliche can do here.
I really respect SFAT going for that early shine gimp though.
Oh,
Oh
he's
man,
low?
scouts
Okay.
out the recovery. He knows that one of the things that Cliche sees from Battlefield is it's easier to recover onto side platforms with those side Bs, and so he's so ready to cover that option.
Yeah.
SFAT with the bear.
Yeah, it's like it's forcing him to up B in this sort of situation. Yeah, there he is again.
Again,
There.
yeah.
PC drop.
Goes for the up B, and then SFAT covers it perfectly. This is really textbook conditioning in terms of SFAT has eliminated an option from Cliche's textbook, and immediately, as soon as Cliche goes to the next option, SFAT is ready to cover it. He knows now exactly how to cover up B.
Yeah, it's just layers upon layers of adaptation right now for SFAT. Oh, this could be the stat right here. Oh, misses the edge guard.
He didn't take it. He didn't want to take it.
That could have easily been a shine and a clean 3-stock to end the set, but SFAT's still well in control. Commanding the corner right now. Cliche now has center stage, but SFAT now reverses that. Double shine.
Do you know how much of that game Cliche played out of the corner? I think if you broke down the center stage possession of both characters, it would have been 80% SFAT.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, and it goes back to what we said in game one, how even though Cliche, he did adjust and he wasn't doing the get up downer as much, SFAT was already ready for it. He was already multiple steps ahead. And you're right. I mean, pretty much half of this game was just played with Cliche in the corner and SFAT just smothering him. And whether SFAT got the punishes, it was almost essentially to death. I mean, we saw him just get what seems like 50% punishes every time too, and Cliche just couldn't handle it.
Well, and I think something that's really important to point out in terms of how SFAT made that, a 50% punish. You say 50% punish, and you also said to death, and those are both correct because SFAT was choosing to put Cliche off at early percents. He wasn't going to take him up and down or go for DI mix-ups to get more percent on stage. There was a really, really good example of that, I think, on like the third stock where SFAT had a falling up air chain, and then he could have gone for, weak hit nair into another continuation, some Moki shenanigans. But what do? He just bared Cliche. He said, I've been beating all of your recovery attempts. If I get you off stage, this is going to be my stock more often than not. And that held true. And that's what got SFAT that game.
He's pretty much challenging him. Oh, I think this is the replay of game one, actually, if I remember correctly. Or is this a best of 5?
No, it's a best of 5. It can't be game 1 because it's Pokemon Stadium, and that's definitely not how game 1 started.
No,
Cliche
it is
off
not.
to an early lead.
No, it is not. So, I mean, you're right. Because pretty much like, oh, okay, gets a regrab there. Let's see. Laser. I was going to say that like pretty much SFAT was challenging him to, you have to learn to get out of the corner before you can beat me in other exchanges right now. But again, it's looking like the same story here, even with the stock lead. But let's see. If I get the back air. Oh, that's back.
Okay, Cliche is not trusting his ledge dashes.
No.
That's something I've noticed. It's side B, it's double laser, but that's one of the reasons getting out of the corner is so hard for him right now, is because it's not that position of power that it can be if you have really clean ledge dashes.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a big mental execution test at that point too, and you see get the back air. I know we've been talking about how Cliche he needs to adjust, but right now he's got a clean stock lead right now.
Yeah. Oh, but he goes into the
mind.
corner, which is where we have not been seeing him at his best, and SFAT takes advantage of that immediately. Oh boy. I was just about to say, Cliche has been so much better about holding center stage, but he escaped to the corner against the invincibility, and he's there again.
I think we almost spoke too soon. It looks like right now this could be tough for Cliche. He's just barely getting back to stage right now. There's that side B again.
Oh, SFAT follows the air dodge all the way across the stage. That was funny.
This is just suffocating pressure right now from SFAT. He hasn't been able. Cliche has not been able to get anything started right now.
Yeah. Knockdown, bear. Yeah, that'll do it. All right. SFAT makes a 3-stock swing like nothing.
Well, I think it's more impressive. It hasn't been like really big openings like an upside forever. It's just a clean neutral win. SFAT is just outplaying him in neutral. It hasn't been all the combos.
Ooh, that was really nice from Cliche, though, to read the slide-off DI. And there again, he shines out of the no-hit stun because he land cancels the shine, or edge cancels it, actually.
Yeah,
but it might not be enough. Yeah, it was slide-off. Okay? Oh, man, if he had not missed that wave dash. Oh,
Not what you want to
That
see.
sucks.
You saw again how he was not having confidence in his ledge dashes there. You saw he just did an air dodge onto stage, so that was meant to be a ledge dash. So there's in the lack of confidence of ledge dashes again, and a pretty clean 3-0 from SFAT. I'd say Cliche did much better in games 1 and games 3. The game 2, SFAT definitely was in full control. And then you'd say near the end of game 3, it was also the case that SFAT was starting to kind of gain his momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it came down to that corner control, right? Falco does not like being in the corner against Fox. And I think that maybe something that Cliche could go back and look at with that set, and I know because I do this all the time too. Falco loves having an opponent in the corner because you get to go and start up your shield pressure sequences. But sometimes you go and do that, and then they just dodge out of the way or they roll out of the way, and now you're like, wait, I'm in the corner? It's very I'm a genius, oh no, what's happening moment.
I saw that. You could say I saw that multiple times throughout the set too, where Cliche he would actually have advantage, but SFAT he'd do something similar, like he'd just run under Cliche or roll out, and then now Cliche's in the corner again. And so that was one thing that was noticed there. I know we had pretty much talked about Cliche being pinned in the corner, but there were times where he was at advantage, but SFAT he just got out of it. So you could say
Yeah.
either you could say one or two things. Either Cliche has to work at when he does have advantage when his opponent's in the corner, or also he also has to learn to get out of the corner, because you could say almost all of game 2 was just he was just throwing the corner and SFAT just walled him out for it.
Both very hard things to do, obviously. It's not as easy as writing that down and fixing it, but
Most definitely.
it was pretty noticeable that SFAT was really thriving in the corner and Cliche wasn't. I think even other than that, though, we got to give some credit to SFAT for just how pristine his dash dance game was. I mean, that little timing mix-up he had to beat that dare out of the corner in game 1 was so clean. Oh my god, he really knows his spacing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was either the second or third stock when that happened. I mean, I'd say that was just SFAT's discipline and dash this game on full display there. And he didn't do like a very flashy 0 to death, but it was just very solid dash dances and just neutral exchanges. And it just eventually led to that. It's kind of like he just fully chipped away at him. Chipped away at him, and more practical Chiche's corner game started to show, and SFAT did, you'd say, a superb job at exploiting it.
That's what SFAT used to always talk about back in 2016, 2017, when he was talking about what he thought set him apart from other players and what he thought players could learn from. He would always talk about how he used his dash dance and how he would intentionally dash dance in very odd rhythms, very offbeat rhythms to bait out people to throw out an option that he could punish. And that's the advice he always gives if you ask him, or at least he used to. His number one piece of advice to any player looking to get better would be wait 3 seconds longer in neutral. Wait a full 5 seconds before you throw out a move and see what your opponent does instead.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, and this is very general to say, but Smash is a timing game at the end of the day. It's definitely a timing game, and if you get thrown off your rhythm, like those offbeat dash dances that SFAT throws out, it can throw everyone's sort of comfort zones just out of place too. And the better you get, you have to learn to be comfortable that people are going to throw off your rhythm there. And you can say in that set also that he threw Cliche off his rhythm with those dash hits and stuff like that. You saw Cliche, he was swinging, and we talked about at the beginning as well that SFAT, he pretty much was very good at getting those openings, and not just getting heavy punishes, but getting Falco to swing, and he got Cliche to swing.
Yeah, exactly. Making the Falco swing, definitely a winning plan in that matchup. Oh man, that matchup is it's either feels like the most fun matchup in the world, or it's just so frustrating from the Falco side and from the Fox side, to be honest.
Ooh, Soonsay versus Duck Robin looks like is going to be our next set on deck here. Soonsay, very flashy Fox from Canada, very solid Fox in D2.
Yeah, and I think he said he's filling in for Moki right now while Moki resolves his internet issues. Soonsay has taken up the torch of the Canadian flashy Fox player. Duck Robin, I have never heard of, but from a little bit of research online, it looks like Duck Robin might be another Canadian player.
He is from Calgary, Alberta. I am looking at his Smash GG profile right now to look at his bracket and see where he's at right now. I am checking his pool to see which character he plays. Duck Robin is also a Fox, so we're going to have a Fox Ditto on display here. in a best of 5 to see who gets out of pools.
Duck Robin is a very confusing tag to have if you're a Fox player, because on the one hand, you have the name of one of the greatest Samus players of all time, and on the other hand, you have the name of a character in a different Smash Bros. Game, and yet neither of those characters are at all related to the one that you play.
Yep, I'm doing some more background check on Duck Robin. He is, so as mentioned, he's from Calgary, Alberta, and I believe he is ranked in his respective region as well.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yep, I'm just pulling up the information right now. He is ranked as in the summer 2018 power rankings of Calgary. He was ranked 9th. So he is a pretty respectable player in his own right.
Nice, nice. Okay, cool. So we got a Canadian showdown
Yep.
going on. Yeah, I'm pulling up those power rankings right now. You said December 2018. The
Summer
main
2018.
summer 2018. The main players that I know from Alberta are Quaff and Silarius, two very strong Marth players from Alberta.
Yep, and for Sunsei himself, he is from Ontario, Canada. Easily a top 20 caliber player right now. He's had lots of good wins and lots of good bracket runs. Most people have seen probably his clips on Twitter too. Him and Moki are by far, you'd say, the most exciting Foxes to come out of Canada at the moment.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were talking about HNC earlier. Sunsei came to New York and took all our money last year. He beat Rishi, he beat a bunch of players to win an entire Pax's nightclub. It's one of the few times that HNC has not been able to defend against an invader.
Yeah, so it's like, Sunsei, he has some legitimacy just with a lot of his wins, wins like Rishi and stuff like that. So he's a force to be reckoned with, and who knows? Let's see if he can go just as far, or if Duck Robin has something to say about it.
Yeah. Mm.
Right now, we will see. And I'd imagine like in the Fox Ditto, so Sunsei a lot more tame compared to Moki, you'd say.
Yeah, yeah. In certain ways, I would say he's more tame. It's always a shifting scale between those two, but yeah, more tame generally.
Yeah, I'd imagine we're definitely going to see a lot more of the standard follow-ups, but maybe even some creative stuff every now and then, because that's just what Canada has been known for melee-wise. So I'd imagine I imagine a very textbook type of Fox Ditto, maybe some very crazy openings too, if Sunsei can figure out Duck Robin. But also, I'd like to see what Duck Robin brings to the table too. I mean, I have not seen his style at all, but he's a Fox player. He's been ranked before in his own respective region, so he's not someone to sleep on either.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that Sunsei is very capable of doing the same sort of not optimized, but really flashy punishes that Moki is known for. I think one of the real strengths of both of those players that people don't always talk about is that having the ability to throw in that many DI mix-ups in their punish game sort of makes the standard option stronger in comparison, because you have to hold more things in your head when you're preparing to DI a hit in a Moki or Sunsei combo than if you were playing someone who doesn't have those options available to him. So Sunsei and Moki, I mean, you'll see Moki when he wants to win, he will just do standard Fox stuff mixed in with his own brand of back throw reaction tech chasing. And it doesn't look like his Twitter clips, but it's just as effective, if not more so.
Yeah, it's like there's a time where you want to get very hyper aggressive, flashy, and even some improv thrown in, but then there are times where, the simple and clean thing is just as good. I mean, sometimes you don't need to get anything too fancy, and that's usually, that's where good players kind of separate themselves from the great players, is that, yes, they have this very unique and flashy style, and like you mentioned with the Moki clips, very flashy indeed. You'd say maybe one of the flashiest players in Melee at the moment. But
Yeah.
there are times where when push comes to shove, or when the matches start to get tight, that's when you have to pull it all back and start going for the standard stuff. And that's usually what separates them, is that they know when to turn it on when when the flow has to get crazy. But when it gets really tight, that's when the textbook stuff comes in. It's like you got to rely on your bare basics and your floor.
Yeah, and in a Foxito like this, I am expecting to see some of that back to reaction tech chasing, because Sunsei is also really, really good at it. I would not be surprised to see Duck Robin in the clutches of a fox multiple times.
Well, we shall see. I think we're still waiting right now for Their match to get started right now. It looks like they are. It looks like Sunsei is. They're doing hand warmers right now.
Yeah. Looks like they're connected and we're just waiting for them to start up. Sorry, chat, for all of this delay. You know how it be in the online era. Tell us about your favorite friendly sessions, chat. When you've hopped on unranked and you've run into a player who just really kept you on the grind for hours and hours. Nathan, who was the last person you played who was like that?
It's just like a high level player just on a friendly session.
Just anyone. Who is the player who you hopped on and you just like were like, this person is so fun. I am going to keep playing with them.
That's a very good question. I've been playing. It's kind of a different answer, but I actually been playing a lot of doubles, a lot of online
Oh,
net play
true.
doubles. So that's kind of been my go-to at the moment. But I still play with like some of my local community on net play too. I'd say a shout out to Power Kevin, who's one of my players from 925 Melee. Shout out to Jade, NB, Billet Time, Smus, and a bunch of other people. They definitely deserve some shouts because we've had lots of fun double sessions and single sessions, so they definitely deserve some recognition as well. Just those have been the most fun sessions I've had recently.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play a bit more net play doubles again soon if I could find anyone to play with me. I just upgraded my my internet to FiOS, so I would feel more comfortable doing it now. All right, I hear game audio. I see Zarango flipping out in the chat. I think we have got Moki versus Duck Robin. Sorry, not Moki. Sunsei versus Duck Robin. I'm so sorry for confusing you, Miles. But Sunsei versus Duck Robin coming up here.
Yep. Sunsei is going to be the default fox, and then Duck Robin is going to be purple. I believe so.
I think that is correct. Yeah, I would guess. I think we're just telling them now that that what's going on. Sunsei coming off of also, you know, a pretty nutty Summit 10 run where he was honestly a few hits away from winning his entire pool, which had None, Captain Face Roll, Pew Pew, and HBox in it. He went to Game 5 with HBox, and I think he went to Game 5 with None too. He had a incredibly funny set against Pew Pew U where he outplayed him in pretty much every single game. Sorry, Kevin, and then still ended up losing.
Hey, sometimes that's just the way Fox Marth goes. Is just sometimes, you know, you're gonna do everything right, but you know, it just takes the Marth, or just in any matchup for that matter. Sometimes it just takes one good opening and one good read or recognition, and then you can just get caught and get for it. And in that
Yeah.
case, for PPU and Sunsei, unfortunately for Sunsei, he got caught in those situations.
Yeah, also I gotta say, I cannot tell a lie. If you lost the game, you might have gotten outplayed either way. Might have just been in a different way of getting outplayed, you know? They want to hand warm more. Come on, you guys. You've had 20 minutes to hand warm. All right.
It looks
All
like,
right.
oh, they quit out of the game, so we are still waiting right now. And yes, there is still going to be a hand warmer. The stream is the gameplay is very choppy right now, so we can't really tell what either of them are doing.
Yeah, this is chess melee.
Yep.
They're both just dash grabbing, is what it looks like from the frames we get every 2.5 seconds.
I guess we're getting a little bit of our introduction to stop motion melee here, except all the frames are wrong. I think when I looked at the chat that they that Sunsei said that we can jump onto Sunsei's stream to watch the set, but I'm not sure what the deal is there. It looks like the TOs are still figuring that situation out.
They just taunted, so